It's time to see what Fnatic can do versus G2 Esports. Both have had one map so far under their belt here in Katowice. Virtus Pro fell to the French, and we saw Heroic thrust into the lower bracket by Fnatic. Lots of interesting discussions to be had here as the superstars from France still have not really cracked the code, and we here at the analyst desk are no much closer than they are into understanding exactly why. I'm joined here at the panel by Adam Freiberg, of course, a very recently ex-player. I'm sure he could be getting the mouse and the keyboard in his hands very soon. And
He's
Chad
still
Birchall.
a player.
Well, you say ex-player
yeah.
because as in he's
Yeah.
on
I don't
the
have a
desk.
team.
Yeah, he's
Teamless
teamless.
player,
Teamless
probably,
player.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know how to be less.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to call you an ex-player because it's just so long ago.
Wow.
You're an analyst now, I'm
Yeah,
afraid.
yeah. Ride or die.
Ride or die. Either way, we have just got ourselves a couple of conundrums to solve here at the panel. Number one is, of course, the simple fact of the matter is that Fnatic's performance in Kiev has to be mentioned. Of course, Chad, you were there, so I feel like I'll let you take this one. But we ended up using their practice room. They went 0-3, the earliest we've ever seen a Fnatic roster exit a tournament at. This was like record-breaking underperformance from the Swedes. And they just packed themselves up early and went home.
Yeah, they always do that when they lose early. They're out of here straight away. And look, I can understand that. We all like time at home. But this Fnatic roster did pretty well at the major. I was talking to Glaive earlier.
Exactly.
He said that he thought they were a dark horse to potentially win the whole thing. When Golden joined this team in the middle of last year, right? He came on in. Malmo, they didn't look fantastic, but after that in Pro League, we saw them evolve. They look like a better version of Fnatic than we'd ever seen before. Not ever seen before, but since the legendary Fnatic, I misspoke there. I apologize. But I think a thing with Golden coming in, they had structure again. They looked hungry again. They were trying to actually build into something that wasn't just a free-flowing style of CS, something that actually was a little bit more regimented. Now, it feels like that's dropped off a lot, and I felt like there was a lot of just bad vibes towards Golden after they had that terrible performance in Kiev. Not necessarily his fault by any means, but I can imagine if you're the likes of Flusher, Crims, and JW, all major winners with an academy team player now, your in-game leader, if he's not either putting in the work or if he's making calls that you don't agree with or if there's like a falling out over something, the respect level just isn't going to be there. That's just the way it is, right? These guys are legends of the game. These guys are going to go down as multiple major winners. He hasn't lived up to that, and I don't know if that is a thing. It could just be a personality clash. That's not like hardcore CS analysis, but they didn't live up to what they had done at the major in Kiev by any means.
Yeah, and that's a good reminder as well there on the screen. You can see, of course, they have lifted the Katowice trophy before here at IEM here in Poland. A couple of years ago now, we find ourselves in 2018, and things have changed. God damn how things have changed. Adam, let's start just thinking a little bit about maps and strengths. I mean, you've probably actually played against some of these rosters, I imagine. What are your expectations for something coming into the veto?
Well, Fnatic is definitely going to ban out Nuke against
it's just gone.
G2. Yeah. And I think, I'm not quite sure what G2 will ban out, but I'm pretty sure G2, they have Overpass as a very strong map. Since Fnatic will ban out Nuke, they leave Overpass open, and that's pretty much their go-to map. They've been looking really good on Overpass. I think Apex is one of those players that plays really well on Overpass. He always gets a lot of frags, and I think he's kind of like the star player or the player to look at when you mentioned the G2 lineup now, which is kind of weird.
It feels weird.
They have Kenny, they have Shoxy, they have a lot of like just raw power in the team. But Apex has been playing out of his mind. He played really well, especially in the group stages down in Kiev. So I think that's going to be Overpass for Fnatic pick.
Could be Mirage.
It could be Mirage, because both teams, they're pretty good on Cash. Both teams are pretty good on Inferno. So I don't know if that's like a pick, because that's, you know...
they're trying to find one which is not only strong for them, but weaker for their opponent. Well, we can bring up that veto, I'm sure. Chad, you can lay into this conversation
Yeah, the question mark here is, G2, are they confident going into Cobblestone, right? Is that something that they want to play against Fnatic, who they won that yesterday against Heroic?
I think that's actually G2's ban.
Yeah, Trainers their normal ban, but Cobblestone, as a map, it's something that they weren't confident playing yesterday against VP for whatever reason. They went to Nuke right into the Lion's Den of Virtus Pro, right? Now, obviously, they proved that they were pretty decent on that map, and that ban has to come out from Fnatic because it's a map that they don't play. This is where the picks come into it, right? So I still agree with Adam. I think that G2 will probably pick towards Overpass.
Okay, well, it's time to find out. Let's get that reveal underway as we slowly snail's pace our way through these vetoes. We can make it a little quicker, but Cash does come out.
That is a map that I feel like Fnatic is also... I think they're happy about the cash pick from G2. If I were in Fnatic's shoes, I would definitely sit and watch demos from Overpass. But the cash map that Fnatic are known to be really good at, G2 also, I mean, this is going to be a brawl on Cash, I feel like.
They still went with the Mirage pick as opposed to Cobble, so that's an interesting one there. The thing is, with that map, it's been noted time and time again, this is the map that Apex calls on, right? It just seems so strange that they go, yeah, Apex, you can call on this map, it's all good, dude. But that's one that they have had high highs on and low lows. Like, they actually had a really good game against Renegades in Kiev, and then I forgot who their other matchup was against on Mirage, but they got absolutely flattened on that map. So for G2, it's up and down. In the second phase, G2 actually banning out Inferno. So I guess that leaves the Overpass ban for Fnatic here, and then Cobble is the third.
Yeah. I mean, Inferno is one of those maps which Fnatic is also really known for being good at. In a way, it's like the veto. I don't feel it really like benefits any of these teams. I feel like
middle ground.
Yeah, it's a very middle, right? It's not like, oh, this is gonna be easy for G2. This is gonna be easy for Fnatic, right? It feels like Mirage is maybe more in the favor of Fnatic than maybe what Cash will be for G2. And I think that a good point to point out here is that we have seen G2 play enormously well in the group stages, but when it comes to the best of threes in the playoffs, they have been struggling a lot lately.
Yeah, and with a new format, suddenly those best of one wins, that Swiss format that will usually get you out the group stages in recent tournaments, is not going to be enough. It is, of course, best of threes to secure yourself an upper bracket finish and getting yourself to the playoffs. This game does determine that, though. So if G2 want to continue their form of getting to every playoff, they have to beat Fnatic now. We know the vetoes, and we know it's game time. So, gentlemen, we are actually going to have to go ahead and cut this one short, because it does sound like the players are already hitting up those fist bumps. We're going to be delving into our first map now, and potentially all three. Look at these handsome gentlemen.
Oh,
hello, my Burgundy
Alex.
brother.
How's
Do
it
you
going?
like my bracelet?
Oh, very nice.
Here's the thing. Jason's left his Twitter logged in. What should I do, Alex?
Okay.
Who knows?
Henry G, you are quite an ideas man. You could consider yourself an
I
ideas
got
man.
Carmack once. Maybe we can get Jason.
Anyway, shall we get into this one, Matthew? It's going to be quite a tantalizing game, I would say. Fnatic versus G2. Fnatic, that is not them, that is Astralis. They are not Danish at this point, but we'll find out as we get into the game. Maybe they'll be able to rise to the occasion here and play like a superstar Danish team. Who knows? It will be the Deagle for MBK. Watch out for that. We're here on Cash. It's all a bit flustered right now. We'll calm down. 4 players towards the A main position. And this looks like a very simple take. Crimson Electro to receive. Deagle from MBK trying to open things up, and it's Golden to strike first.
Strikes first. Golden doesn't just strike once, he hits twice. He takes down Bonnie as well. Crims will fall immediately into the victim of Kenny S. Not sooner than he got a kill, however, so it does work out still in their favor. It's JW on 8 HP. That slightly gives Fnatic the advantage. Mind you, they've got to retake a site. Golden on this pistol round is looking incredible. 4 kills overall. And it will be Fnatic to start off things well on Cash.
Well, there we have it. Like we said, that simple A approach. The Deagle from MBK finding nothing there. Kenny S finding 2 kills for G2, but that's all they get. Golden lights him up with that silent USP. There he is. The gun is on. I can see that. It's kind of retro at this point.
It is a bit retro.
That's where I remember wearing those Fifth Lauren.
I wear rose-colored glasses.
Rose tinted, yeah?
Yeah, rose-colored glasses.
Yeah, nice. But will we see the force buy from G2 here? I'm not sure. I doubt it. Obviously, the bomb going down in the pistol means the AK should command the third. G2 are definitely one of the teams who like to experiment and see what they can do, but they're not going to do it this time. It's going to be more of a modest purchase. Just PD50, a Deagle there, and it's up to the M4 of Flusher, 2 for Masses, and a Scout for JW to shut them down here. It should be quite a simple procedure. You can see they're going for quite a rifle focus on even a single SMG. Everyone's got a rifle. That's actually the style I like against this sort of purchase. You know, you've got the AKs in the third round to go against. You want to have the firepower to take them down. This objective right now, try and keep all 5 players alive. Don't give too much away. Don't have to hunt for frags. Just hold up and allow the range of the rifles carry you through to victory.
Golden with the M4. Get an 8 inside of the garage door. It does do decent damage, massive damage on a Kenny specifically. Body down to 81. Apex 17. The kills now stacking up for Fnatic as Micro finds strong since JW that's going to double with the Scout. Ooh. And not bad to hit Apex as well on the pistol.
So Matt, let's discuss these 2 teams recently. Fnatic looked good at the major, managed to get legendary status once again. G2 and Kiev, let's talk about them quickly though. They managed to look great in the group stages. Once they got to quarterfinals again, they looked completely lost. It's a common trend for them. They haven't actually got past the quarterfinals since September of last year, and they can't keep looking like a godlike, immortal team and then showing up to the quarterfinals and completely changing their stance. It's really weird, and it's difficult to put a finger on as to why it's happening like that. Fnatic seem to be in disarray as well. Rumors surrounding that team as to what's happening to them right now, as the AKs do come out. It will be Shoxy to work towards that squeaky door, of course. G2 certainly the favourites, considering it's still the group stage of the tournament for them. Gonna have 2 smokes, 4 flashbangs, and a Molotov.
JW still peeking around with the scout. Boost up from Apex. And he'll look toward, spotted by JW. Sword middle, smoke down garage so he can try and take the wider peek and not be open to 2 different angles, but doesn't commit to it. This AK buy versus that scout is going to be interesting. Flush up with a smoke down in front of him. A B sprays in, wants to try and convince them perhaps that he's further inside of the site and pull them directly toward where Crims is playing. JW still wants to find an angle to make this scout work. Just a headshot. That's all he's asking for. Actually even hit in the mid position towards Shox, as it were. As Crims heads out, it's back to find body. Apex gets in behind him far too quickly on the 8K, but it's the M4 and JW now rotating over that will still be inside of the B site to hold off the bomb. Bomb sitting back in B main in case things go wrong, but there's not a lot of time to react. If they do, 18 seconds as they continue on. Good flashes. Kenny with a kill, but it's Golden already on the flank. He's whiffed it, and that's going to cost them the round. Kenny with 3 kills to close it.
Couple of whiffs coming in there from Fnatic. JW certainly had the chance to attack them up the scout, and it was the B split coming through. As you saw, he had 2 or 3 opportunities to do some damage there. Couldn't hit the shots to go through the vent. Apex looks very good, and Kenny S with that rifle. He's often up there in the discussion with one of those AWPers that can definitely do both. He doesn't just have to rely on the AWP, manages to do things with the AK as well. 3 kills come in, and Fnatic, they're clutching at straws now. There will be still rifles, 4 of which joined by the UMP. There's a couple of FAMASs in the mix, and BK brings that Krieg out once again. Wasn't exactly lighting up the scoreboard over in Kiev. We'll see what it can do here in Katowice.
MVK still using the Krieg, Henry. Nothing's changed.
Yeah.
I was away for a day. I thought the world would go back to a normal order. It hasn't. So flashes at the ready will go through the smoke. Body. Shots will get one, backs off, calls it for the aid of his teammates, rotates over both Kenny and actually catch MBK, excuse me. So I thought it was just Kenny going for the peek, but body tagged off. They still get the fight they want, and Fnatic out of money pretty early on. Clutch is standing in the flames, taken down in the end by the Krieg. There you go, Henry. Add 1 more to his total of what, 39 kills with that gun now?
Indeed, Apex will take down Lecro. JW will be fighting for his life here. Looks like the round is over. He's still keeping it at least competitive. 2 versus 1 now. He's down to 38 HP. Bomb out of his reach. He'll be rotating back and hoping they just take it and go towards the A side. It's quite a smart idea, but it is quite deep in towards B. Once they commit to pick it up, they'll likely just go in towards the site. He obviously doesn't know that. They fire off some shots now. He's actually going back towards the vent, so going for the 200 IQ play here. Vents will be shot out, as you can see. As he comes through, he'll have to drop down and make a noise, but there it is. Apex detects it. Takes him down. Nice idea from JW. Unfortunately, didn't have the HP or the timing almost to completely take them down there. Maybe a second earlier, he could have caught them in transition. Flush up 38 HP to try and clutch it out. 2-2, G2 will be managing to break down the economy of Fnatic and take them to 2K per player.
Absolutely. A great start considering the bomb plant early on. Things have gone a little bit quiet on the G2 side. Golden still with the 5 kills, only with 1 since that pistol round.
He's been really struggling with this team, especially in Kiev. After having such a good event in the major, he played very well. It seems like his fragging ability at least has dropped off significantly.
It's going to be coming into question as well, because if they aren't getting the results, or at least the improvement, the steady improvement on that graph that they had when they brought him in, it's certainly something to scrutinize. But MBK still holding down with the Krieg, is going to knock that clean off a Crims. Shox will also find Lecro, and Apex is already at Highway, so he's going to head toward the shot. Flush is ready. Flush is certainly ready with the USP. He'll take the headshot and the AK for his work, but Kenny doesn't really care about that.
Well, this is now 3 rounds in a row for G2, starting to get warmed up to this series. Certainly the favorites here. Cash is a map that perfectly suits their playstyle. Lots of coordinated team fragging, 5-man stacks going in on the T side and is trying to trade kills. It will be the AWP for Kenny S now. That's when things get a little bit more problematic for Fnatic. As you can see, they'll have just the 5 rifles here. No AWP, no defuse kits, only 1 incendiary. If Flusher is not going towards middle, the fast boost could come through. They won't be able to slow it down so much. Looks like Shoxy will be boosting it up. Quite Kenny S detects towards A main for now, but up he goes. This is where we'll see if Kenny can open things up. Already misses out on that shot towards the white box. And now they can just hold up as it looks towards connector. Characteristic misses there from Kenny, but still Apex opens things up with the AK-47. He's been great for G2, especially in games they've even been losing. He's playing absolutely fantastically, especially on the T side. Here's what is known as the entry fragger. And he'll take down Crims, a key scalp on the Fnatic defense.
Still toward the vent position. JW sneaking up middle, and MBK's committed. That means the flank is now a possibility for JW. Good effect as well. We know the vent's blown out. Good shot. All the way through the wall from MBK. JW does pounce, but he's not committed to falling inside of the checker room as of yet because he still knows there's likely a threat toward middle, so he'll hold station for now. Flashed off. It's the long way around, and that's when Apex does strike. So well timed from G2 at the bomb plant. Perhaps another round. I say perhaps because Flusha does get body, but he loses him a lot of HP down to 12. That's going to be the call to back off. No kits. Not much chance at that point, I'm afraid.
Another clean round from G2. After losing that opening pick, G2 capitalizes the B-split coming in once again. Flusher and Golden, no choice but to save, but Apex is hunting for them here. He's headed towards the A main position. Spot 1, completely execute Flusher. Golden probably takes him down, which he does. And now they know where he is at least. Kenny S not wasting any time to try and find him here. Probably kills him. Or maybe not. They'll actually take away the AWP. Probably not worth, considering that he's got an AWP for so they're probably going to be eco next round. As 4-2 does come in, he just gives it away for absolutely free there. So now they've got an AWP to work with. Give that to JW, he certainly can make something happen. That's actually a pretty massive blunder from Kenny S. As we get into round number 7 here. No tactical pauses as of yet.
As of yet, we are on the same system as the Major. So that's the last best of 3 on our mainstream for today. The op for Kenny against Pistols. Golden with an op of his own, interestingly enough. He's got middle to hold from Z Connector. Flush out. Crims both holding with Pistols inside of B. Aren't going to have much to play for, really, but for now, the utility's still deployed from G2. To be fair, you're right with Fnatic, especially in Kiev. It's been downhill since the Major. I know this is really only our 3rd event since then, but it's a good period of time and a lot of sample size in there considering it was best of 3 system at Kiev. It's not really been what we expect. Start of Pro League also has been a little bit shaky.
Absolutely has. It's been a rough patch for them. They've had a lot in the past, but this form perhaps greater than ever. And it will be Crims with the Deagle. Remember, they've got the AWP in Golden's hand. He doesn't give it to JW. Surprising as Crims goes down. Be quite patient here, not overcommitting. Apex waiting for any sort of rotations from A, just seeing what he can detect. Flush out comes with the Deagle. Lucky to be alive with a missed shot. And this is up the body. Just to try and clear CT spawn, they'll probably smoke it momentarily or flash it, allow him to peek. Golden, remember, has got the AWP on the girder position. They are being a little bit sloppy here. Golden's still alive with the AWP, and not sure why they wouldn't smoke that before challenging it, but there we go, wanted to contest at least first. And now they're kind of segregated. The bomb will make its way towards A, but still, this looks a little bit deadly.
Shots from Apex challenges Flusha immediately, knowing that he had to do something inside of middle, especially where he's going to leave the bomb so wide open in A. He'll rotate up highway. As the bomb does go down, Apex looks to find Golden. Can't do it. Good shot on the AWP up close, all things considered. And now a double op picked up the second one to retake, which is a bit peculiar in itself. Thankfully, Golden considers it and swaps over to the AK, but no kit. They've got to go quickly, which is what Lecor's going to try and do, but he can't hit body. 5 HP. All he needed was 1 shot on him. Can't find it in MBK. Continuing on with that Krieg. Gets the 5th round for G2.
He does. The AWP definitely a bit of a factor there. G2 getting towards B, not smoking spawn at all, allowing Golden to show his presence with the AWP. They try and funnel back towards the A side. It does get a little bit messy, but overall winning the round on the T side with the lead they had. That was actually quite a sick no-scope from young Golden there. He is the in-game leader for anyone who's not necessarily watching every single tournament. He came from the Fnatic Academy team. It's probably the second or third move we've seen from that sort of model. There's been a few players now envious giving a go, and of course North moving a player up to their main squad. It's JW. This is why we love Cash. The fact that AWPers have so many options at the start of each round. JW seems to know Kenius might be in that corner. As he encroaches on the position, he's going to push ever closer. Flashbang to come in though, and now he's back up from Lekro. They're still going to commit to it. I think at this point it feels like you've been rumbled. Maybe time to fall back. Kenius though jumps across, definitely spotted him. And once the challenge, Flashbang will probably come through as Crims will be dropped on the other side of the map. It's bodied, and Kenny does hit JW. And Lekro is going to save the day somewhat. There it is, double kill for him, but wow, 3 come through. It seemed like the trade was almost certain for Apex.
That's super solid from Lekro. Exactly what Fnatic need as he makes his way back into the side as well. It's so hard to get out of that squeaky doorway without a teammate to protect. He does it all himself. Shox will head over to B as a result. B wide open because they're down to just 3 players on Fnatic's side. So still a challenge in this round, and perhaps an advantage to G2 if they can get the bomb planted fast enough. I say fast enough because Flusha is now in the picture. There's 2 smokes, and they should, I would expect, to use 1 on the cross at the very least.
They didn't before.
The HP is low enough. They might think they've got this sold. I think Body's got it in hand now. Yeah,
thing
so
is,
it's thrown.
Ooh, there it is, yeah. The smoke will go down. Will they flash through? It's actually be a Molotov towards Heaven. Flusha normally sprays this when he detects them on the other side. There it is, starts to have a little bit of a speculative shot. Bomb will be planted there, map, and now the retake begins. We've still got 1 smoke and a Molotov remaining for the retake against the Fnatic squad here.
Good bounce Molotov, though, in toward the site. That forces Shox off the angle. Or excuse me, forces Body, rather, off the angle. Shox is gone. They never used the Molotov toward Heaven when they perhaps should have early in the plant sequence, but now it's Body in the smoke, and Flusha to find it. They're already on the defuse as well. Golden. It's actually just going to wait a second, I think, to see if they can't find AWPs before he gets onto it. But it's 5-2. Make it 5-3. Fnatic hold on. Good rotation from Flusha. Great play from Lekro to start it.
Lekro, that was fantastic. It seemed like G2 had that one locked down. They didn't necessarily do anything wrong there. They got the information Lekro was in there, tried to take him together, pin to the position, but Lekro is a very skilled player. He'll find the round for Fnatic here, but still up against the full buy. I think Kenius has been dropped the AWP. He has. Shoxy's still here. He is planning surgery, I think, after this event. I think he's got 1 more week of Pro League after this. And then he'll be taken out of action for wrist surgery. Got chronic RSI. So whether that's a recoverable play in a certain amount of time, I'm not sure. I think he's out for like maybe a month, 6 weeks. We'll find the first kill. JW completely wrecked there. Now they know there's a player who boosted him, so they'll Molotov that first. And Shox, he wants a little bit more out of this, but a good position from Flusha. Vulnerable to flashbangs, of course. We'll be waiting that AK-47. Kenius will go in first and seems to know. Doesn't. The trade won't come in. It's going to be 3 kills potentially for Flusha. Not going to convert that 3rd frag. Apex comes out on top. Shox here with his 2nd. As he starts to control middle. Crimzo is still within a shadow this round, but the smoke comes through.
Through. Wow. Shox still nails Crims. Catches him by the hut, trying to work his way up. It's down to just Lekro, and he's found by Shox. G2 are hitting everything right now.
Yeah, this is why it's such a good map for them. There's not too much tactical depth you need here. You just need a good default, an idea of where you're going to be heading towards, whether it's an A split, the B split, an execution, and just hit your shots with the AK-47s, and that's what they're doing. And it's really cool as well. As a team like G2, as you can see, they're sending 3 players to 1 position to challenge. They've already got the man advantage at this point, so as long as they get the equal trade, which comes in at that point, 3 on 3, they're absolutely fine. They've got an open B bomb site. Shoxy starts to bully middle, and now it's a full reset for Fnatic, 6-3. And the silenced USPs will come through. Not really much they can do here whatsoever. No particular stack as a default setup with the default weaponry.
Once again boosted. Consistently, he'll try and work his way toward middle. And no surprise. We mentioned it every round just because it was novel. It's starting to wear off. But it's the Krieg for NBK. Good shot, Apex. Gets around the highway, and he nails Golden as well as he steps back to check and see if the angle still exists. It certainly does. Kenny now posts toward the truck as well. Doesn't have to worry about that angle because Apex will push all the way around for him. Good hold from Flusha, but it might be in vain at this point in time. get that AK. Maybe a win in itself, but don't think that's going to happen with an A going in. Aggressive push. NBK swings in behind JW. We go 7-3 for G2. NBK, just to note, sits on 8 kills, and I think just about all those would be with the SG553.
Tactical pause called by Golden, though. $4,000 per player. Golden has 5k. He did manage to save an ore before, so didn't have to invest in like a pistol or anything like that on some of their save rounds. So he has a little bit more residual cash. There's Jumpy, the coach. I'm using the Swedish pronunciation there. I'd like to be correct. And he will be discussing their ideas here. The problem is you don't really have that much utility to work with. The weaponry is going to be low. It's going to be a mixture of like FAMASs, M4s, maybe a glass cannon AWP. What's the play going to be here? JW just with 4,000 on the nose. So he can get body armor and an M4 or a FAMAS and a bit of utility. See what he opts for. There it is, the FAMAS, the smoke, the HE. One defuse, give a flush, he opts for the UMP. Pretty desperate times here. NES, good news is he's not really popping off right now for them, so at least they're keeping him contained somewhat.
If there's anything to take away from this, probably because he hasn't had to be fair.
He hasn't really stunned us as of late, has he? He's not been bad, but it's just like not been up to world-class crazy standards.
Sure, and Kiev for G2 also wasn't great. I defend their major performance because they lost to Cloud9, who were red hot, and they were actually 3-0 and 3-0 in both the round of 24 and the round of 16 before that, and I thought looked convincing. Yeah. You're right, it has gone downhill since then. Kenny, to be fair, T-side of Cash is, I think, an opportunity style of map, if that makes sense. Yeah. You have to get the opportunities presented to you, and whereas teammates are hitting shots and they're taking mid so convincingly, there's not really anyone peeking in angles that Kenny needs to do anything. Every time he posts up, even toward A main to look truck, Apex is already swinging from highways, so it doesn't have a lot of time.
He can be more devastating on the CT side for sure. He'll be able to read their plays and have multiple enemies coming towards him and take them down with more impressive shots, but here comes the execution, but it's a retake setup. As you can see, Lekro there by himself. The bomb goes in alone, and they're going one by one. That's an interesting approach. It will be Lekro to take two of them down, can't quite find the third, and the bomb is down in the open. Shoxy, though, just completely eviscerates JW towards the forklift, and now still a difficult procedure. Remember, Flusher just to that UMP, and 3 healthy G2 players still alive, but only 30 seconds.
It's quite the shot from Shox. It always looks, I think, a little bit more spectacular when we snap to it as it's happening, because you don't see the setup, you just see it nail its target, so looked good. Perhaps it was. Golden sits at quad. He's certainly feeling the pressure, and he'll be feeling the heat as the Molotov thrown his direction slides him out, but it works because Shox wasn't ready for it. And look at Krim sliding in late behind the forklift. He's going to leave us to just body. Quick bait on the bomb. Nearly missed the shot, but he almost spray transferred it. 9 HP. Unfortunately, with the time, he had to nail that. Good read, but couldn't hit it.
Yeah, that was actually really cool to watch. Had he landed that shot, that would have been one of those oh my god moments. Body.
It would have been unbelievable.
Yeah, well, he does have to save the orb. As you saw, he had low HP there. He might have thought, oh, maybe it's worth contesting him towards city spawn. He's only got the UMP, flush out, and Body's already got, what, 2-3 HP. He's not going to get any money for the next round, so he wants to make sure he drops that orb. It can be dropped to an AK-47. Doesn't have to invest too much, considering he's already had a bit of utility, the armor as well, and they're still completely in the driving seat. You can see Fnatic, sure, they win the round, but one player survives, and only picks up an M4, I think, and they'll have to adjust with the lesser rifles, the FAMASs, a couple of M4s. As now, it looks like an A hit will come through. I've got a player boosted up from what I can see. I'm just going to check that out. No, it's Crims, who's just sat beneath the boost spot itself. Here comes Kenny S. He's waiting. There is a player at heaven. Does he make the flick? Notices him, but doesn't pull the trigger just yet.
Yeah. Could have been interesting if he did that shot, to be fair. That's a hard flick to go straight up, I always find is very difficult. He set the crosshair at the very least. Gets dinked, however, to 7 and has to fall off. So even when the opportunity, as we talked about to present itself, it gets knocked off. It Lekro down to 32. Only damage done so far from G2 is they want to walk in from main. Lekro's going to flash off the wall behind Red and a chance to push through, but little does he realize, flames down at forklift, which would have been his intended route. He's got it anyway. He makes it work after the flames are extinguished, but Shox hits the shot in return, and Golden's overstepped the mark to find Apex waiting inside of the site. No bomb to be planted as of yet. It's actually outside of A main. They have to go all the way back for it. That might save Fnatic because Crims with the one kill on Apex is going to leave it to Shox nowhere near the site.
Well, there we have it. The FAMAS is coming out on top. Crims with 2, Lekro with 1, and now Shoxy left in the 3. one situation. He'll come out with the AK-47. I don't think he has much of a chance here, but it is the master of CSGO, Shoxy, up against a rattled Fnatic here, and he will go for the plant. He does bait out Flusher. There's the headshot coming through, but surely they rush him and try and take him down. They can jump on top of the bomb site here, but fumbling a little bit there. That's JW. That's given him an opportunity here, Matt, but luckily he's only on 30 HP.
Shock slides back to quad again. He's got the AK in hand, 34 HP. Surprising he even got this bomb to this position, considering he had to give up the site and go back. And not only that, he's got Crims. He's got a real chance. It's JW to go against him. AK versus M4. Headshot versus headshot. Shocks just nails it. So well played.
Yeah, well, he's still here for now, it seems. He might have his surgery coming up, but you can't mess with him at this point. Round number 12, completely shut down. 3 versus 1. Bow down to the king. Shoxy manages to get one through the smoke and makes him look foolish in the 2 versus 1. Look at these shots coming in. So confident. Oh my goodness, that was great. 8-4. Fnatic, that's going to just send them into tilt mode now. That's when you just got to start force buying with pistols. Desperately trying to recover. So perfectly played. Like I said, when they had the bomb down, they heard him planted. They could have just rushed the bomb site and jumped on top of it, taking him down, but actually fumbled the whole thing a little bit there. Apex open things up. The Mac 10, even at range against Armor, does find the first or third kill. As Crims gets another. 3 on 2. Lovely shot there with the Desert Eagle. Round number 13. Remember, Fnatic pretty much on full eco. They lose this one. And both players in towards B. An open A bomb site in the open. Or the utility. That's going to be the round. Flush is better off saving that AK.
I think he'll do exactly that. 9 rounds for G2 on a T side. Remember, it is best of 3.
So Flush is going for this kill. It's not really well challenging. Pick it up, though.
Just to give a note, it's map 3 currently for Cloud9 and Renegades. There's still the series behind it in terms of schedule aligning, but
Renegades, I'm such a fan of the team. It's
10
just
to
like,
2, just to note.
They keep coming so close to winning series and like taking maps and stuff, but always a bridesmaid, never the bride, you know, like never actually quite make it. But I hope they're doing well. It doesn't sound like it. 10-1. Was it 10-1, did you say?
10-2.
10-2
for
yeah,
Cloud9.
Doesn't sound great.
Doesn't sound like it's going well at all. That said, in our series, we go to Mirage next. That's Fnatic's choice, and perhaps they'll need it. Given that this one's starting to slip away, we head to round 14. Chance for double digits early, perhaps, as well, because not a lot of money left over for Fnatic. You said that's why Flusha, surprising he was going for the kills, gets away with the AK.
Yeah, surprising to go for the kills because they're not going to have a huge amount of impact. If they do somehow win this round, it will be an eco for G2, but it comes down to Flusha. Did save the rifle. We'll see what he can do here. He's got 1 flashbang armor. His teammates couldn't really justify much more than a PT-15 to CZ. Echo, JW, complete default weaponry. And for now, it's all very quiet. Flush up, relies towards A, and he'll be flashing in his teammates with the default pistols, and they get a bit of information here, but ideally wanted to get a kill there, maybe a rifle, as the Molotov completely misses towards middle. It's thrown by GT to flush anyone out, actually just exploded in the air. And now, Apex. Smoke towards connector. Kenny S looks towards A main. He knows there's a chance they could have pushed up. Sees one, but it wasn't hit the shot just yet.
Electro looked like he was going to try and run toward the garage. Has to sit behind the forklift, and again, Apex just dominating middle. Does get red this time, so Golden gets the shot onto him, realizes he was coming, but not before he get nailed. A sitter onto Flusha. It's all to JW. Look at the HP, though. He's actually got a chance, surprisingly. No armor, no kit. We'll mention it because the bomb's sure to go down. It's going down right now. But the HP is so slight on both players. Unfortunately, in some ways, he's gone to the AWP. Yeah, okay, tremendous weapon, but given that they are so low, the pistol could be more reasonable. He does nail the shot, but you're right. The second one's not going to happen. MBK slides out, and the aim punch, I think, was a bit of a factor as he tried to line up the second shot as quickly as he could.
Could have been a quick scope, and it would have been an amazing situation for him, but not meant to be. He does keep them relatively modest, but it's round number 15 here. They've probably still got a full buy with Kenny S receiving the saved AWP from MBK. He will indeed have... Ooh, Apex just on a deagle, I think. We'll see if that rings true. Maybe he's got an AK on the ground. No, he does. There's no real silver lining to that last kill for them. 10-4, and just M4s for Fnatic here. No kits, no orbs, and this has been a really rough half for them. Remember, they won the pistol map. They're up 2-0, and since then, they haven't really done a whole lot. MBK will be set up. So, Kenny S, as he looks out towards short, sees the head of one, and the body of another on top of the bomb site there. Electro doesn't do any damage as they try and wallbang Kenny up here.
Still looking for an opportunity to look at Highway, to get a shot to Highway, I should say, because there's no availability inside of the smoke by Ticket Booth. Does spot Golden on top of the red container, but Golden knew exactly what that was for Kenny. A little carrot gives him the stick as he gets him back through the door. And BK will start to work his way back in sort of the big garage as they boost Apex once more. This has been the play that's worked out so well, so successfully for them throughout the entire half. Good Molotov. Crim's forced out of the vents. We'll go inside of the site. Interesting, actually. Crims gets forced off that so early, and Body didn't have a position to spot it because he was set up for that inside of Sunroom. It was entirely by design to push Crims into the crosshair, but didn't respond. Shocks does. He goes all the way through. Flushes still waits for it. Moen can't hit that. That's got to be hit.
Surely has, but Apex, he'll be hitting harder. It's going to be JW coming with a nice flank here. It looks like he's got good timing. He's almost certainly gets Apex. He's going to have the knife out. Now giving his position up. Is it enough to win the round? Might not be. Shoxy brings it down to the 2 versus 1. It's that Krieg that comes through. 14 HP now for MBK as he gets tagged up in the process. Electro, no kit. Really just has to run, rush him down, knowing that he's been dinked up here. Will do it, but MBK comes out on top. Lovely one bullet there, as the Krieg rings true once more. 11-4, Fnatic don't really get much there, but the pistol victory. And it looks like a very difficult procedure going into the second half, Matthew. Fnatic, things don't seem to get any easier as the tournaments go by. Can they bring this one back? We'll find out after the break.
Intel Extreme Masters.
Well, we get back to it. It's cash on our best of 3 between both Fnatic and G2. It is G2's map choice, and I think the score is indicative of that, perhaps, at 11-4 after the T side from G2.
Absolutely. Remember, the loser of this best of 3 not making it to the playoffs, Matthew. Quite a scary prospect. As Choxy, the in-game leader, looking very calm and disciplined as he managed to completely wreck them in a lot of rounds, controlling middle and wrecking in those 1 versus 3 situations. The pistol going to be very important here, as we'll get into 5 sets of armor for G2. Apex with the P2000, just to note, not many pros using that weapon that much anymore. Guardian even switched to the USP in Kiev, as we'll get to a P250 to Superman purchase for JW with the armor. And he'll just be joined by Flusher, who's in T-spawn. It will be an A-side approach from the Fnatic side as Apex waits patiently, spamming his P2000, doesn't find anything just yet. And he presumably goes down here, he's in a lot of trouble.
Gets in, back out, somehow gets a reload with the smoke to aid him, but Lekro, standing and waiting in the same position, is able to get the shot back as Kenny tries to find from afar something magical behind the forklift. There's no one there. JW has great positioning. Does MBK spot a sword? It doesn't. Looks towards Walker, but his movement deterred by the fact that someone stood on his head and yet fell in front of him. I don't know how JW gets away with both of those. Surely he was dead to rights, as Kenny has to swing to find and make sure that he deals with it accordingly, because the bomb ticking. He needs to speed this up ever so slightly. 3 kills. Doesn't have a kit, but he's got a little bit to work with. He needs to kill the next 5 seconds. It's not even going to go that far. Crims hits it instead.
Such an awkward procedure. I won't go into it too much. It's so awkward sometimes when the USP doesn't find the first couple of kills. You can see him kind of smiling on his face there. I'm not sure we'll see it from his POV. Kenny did a great job at the initial retake. He managed to get those 2 great kills there, and 2 players in towards a reloading JW at the box there in A main. They should have taken him down quickly, but he was ducking and weaving. If that PT50, he got 1 of them, and MBK really struggled to take him down, and that's going to give Fnatic a lifeline. It's never that easy in CSGO to close things out. And there will be AKs available. Mac 10 as well. On the CT side, of course, they force ball. Kenny S, nice to see him not getting armor though. 5-7 for Apex, another weapon you don't really see too much of these days. Replaces the slot of the CZ if you're not aware. That's correct. CZ is very powerful these days. 5-7, definitely not.
Well, 5-7, Tech 9, those are the other 2 guns, right? And typically speaking, 5-7 was never popular. Tech 9 certainly was for a period of time.
Yeah, at Kiev, we saw the Tech 9 purchase 3 times in the whole tournament.
Honestly, I couldn't even tell you when those 3 times were. I'm surprised it's that many. Oh, so, yeah, true. Chris does still run it.
Yeah, just him, I think.
He used to love that. He used to tell me that AWP Tech 9 combo is as good as any SMG in the game.
It was at one point.
Yeah. Not anymore. He thought AWP Tech 9 was the most overpowered build, we'll call it, you could have, purchase you could have. Smokes go down toward the tree. That'll allow Fnatic to work inside of the site. Having won the pistol as well, they should be able to handle themselves, you'd expect, against the pistols with a site in their control. That's the hard part done. Now the retake for G2. Body not even looking like he's going to go that direction. CT's going to save, so they want to save the armor, they want to save the pistols. They won't be able to buy anything in the next round. And in saving, given that it's marginal, the difference in the pistols perhaps, but they're going to try and look for exit kills. That certainly would be an upgrade.
Yeah, considering you got the armor right now, no point just running in and giving it up. You get another go in the next round. So might as well save and see if Fnatic will make any mistakes here. Give up a rifle perhaps. MBK. Oof. At least trying to show some sort of presence here. Kenny S might be able to get 1. That's not too bad. He'll go down here almost certainly. Will find 2 towards the end. MBK with that deagle though. Do make it relatively expensive here. Comes down to 1 versus 1. Just Flusher saving that Galil. It might tempt G2 to buy up here, considering Kenny can afford an M4. I doubt it. I'm just saying might. It's a French team after all. You never know. Definitely no reason to, considering they've got an 11-6 lead right now. But at least it keeps Fnatic relatively conservative here. As I bring out the Mac 10 for Crims. There's going to be 2 rifles with it. Flusher just with the 5-7, but he's up against known unarmored players, so it's probably absolutely fine. VoD just about spent $1,000. He's still got 2K. He did survive, actually, in the last round, so I'll take that back. So you can spot a few. He has to at least find 1 here, and he won't do it. So this actually looked quite problematic now. Galil picked up a shot, so give it to Kenny, surely. There we go.
Oh, with the bomb planted. Again, G2 to sit back. The Galil could give them something. Flusha, meanwhile, still was looking for a bit more information with just the 5-7. Get that gun away, though, would be a nice achievement, and he'll actually pick it up, given that he doesn't have one, so not bad.
Yeah, that's okay. KennyS is trying to find a couple of kills there. He buys a Bizon by mistake.
Oh, no.
But it only costs like 1,500, I think, so it's
significant when you're the AWP. In the long run, I suppose.
Sure.
But you're right, he still gets the gun out in the end. I'm very frugal, Henry.
Oh, JW just does run the Bizon. Okay. All right.
Oh, JW, I thought you said KennyS did. My mistake. Okay. I didn't see it actually hit the ground, of course.
Well, still, JW still is the author, so you could have just rode with it.
It's true, I could have gone, you're right. I could have played that one off, and I played myself instead. But yeah, he is going to run with it, fair enough.
That is arguably the worst gun in the entire game.
There's one man that'll be very proud.
Up there with the Negev, you know, so to be fair, it's better than Negev. That's the worst gun. But
even at $2,500 or whatever they made it cost.
Yeah, he will find the Galil though, so
$2 grand
will get out from Golden's cold, dead hands. His position has been pretty good for Shoxy in the past. Good for at least 1 or 2, can be overlooked sometimes. A player like him though, you'd probably expect 2 kills. JW with the Galil towards the door. 5 versus 4 for G2 and that incredible lead they already have. KennyS patrols towards middle. They're going for an A attack. Flusha tentatively holding middle. Play, like I said, 2 kills potential for Shoxy. Definitely delivers, looking for the 3rd. And he's not even challenge map. There's not even a flashbang or anything that makes him look uncomfortable there. Really high skill play from him, don't get me wrong. But they can't do any damage really. I'll take him down as the bomb will be dropped. And a pretty impossible situation now for Flusha. 5 kills to find, a bomb to be planted. And he just waits for any CTs pushing through. Maybe getting a little bit too hungry for those frags.
So Flusha wanting that bomb back in his possession. First and foremost, has to deal with MBK.
Any kill he can find is at least worthwhile. Trying to get 2 here. Not just yet.
The longer he gets contained in this position, though, the more likely it is he'll be pinched, and that's exactly what's happening as Apex is already working in toward the doorway at A main. Flush is yet to consider it.
Oh, now he is kind of risking. Okay, about to say, if he goes down after the timer, it could be very problematic with no money coming in. But there it is. Round number 12 picked up for GT. Remember, they kept them relatively poor in terms of the kills they're finding in the eco rounds, but here's Shoxy just getting it done. And they're trying to come out together, but his position made things very difficult for them. The overall flashes or pincer play to take him down there. 12-7, and there will be some compromises here. Crim's just on a deagle. They've got 4 AKs to work with here. JW just 1 smoke. Similar story for Golden. Up against the KennyS AWP, which for now goes towards the A bomb site alone. They'll focus 2 players towards middle. That's Body and Shox and Apex and MBK to hold at the B bomb site. The idea is it's a bit of a retake. KennyS was patrolled towards A main. He obviously wouldn't have information as to when they go towards the door, but Body can just check that when KennyS feels like there's some danger. As you can see on the highway, he'll check it right now. So that's the setup. It's very defensive. We'll see if it works out for them whatsoever. As soon as Kenny feels uncomfortable, he can't see anything, that's when they'll call for Body to maybe move on the side. So he's looking for the door to be opened right now. If that door gets open, throws in an HE, maybe incendiary, then in smoke, just to try to stop them executing on them.
Crims with a deagle did try and spam the smoke, but couldn't get any luck. Shox will hold in the corner. It's not silent. And with Shox that close, they'll certainly call that they're up there, and as a result, oh, they went a little deep, but it does damage. And he readies himself for the ensuing battle because he knows they're going to be softened up, if you will, by that grenade, but didn't know that there was going to be 2 of them. So Shox with only 1, and an offsetting kill coming through before that by JW, and Crims makes it a 4-on-3.
KennyS still yet to really kick off in this best of 3 so far. MBK waits patiently in the back of B. He's going to have his teammate there, Apex, to try and fend off this B approach. They're going to find 2. A little bit of help there from Golden as well, and now should be the final frag, but they are struggling somewhat with it, but the final kill comes in. MBK and Apex, great hold there towards the B side. You can see MBK is baiting Apex in. He'll face first, take all that aggro away, then hide up. Apex swings out, and there's a bucket load of damage there. And it's going to be another eco for Fnatic, maybe even a force buy. 13-7 down. Can they afford to even take a full eco at this point? Time will tell. I would say yes. Golden just with 2k there, less than that, 1900. As we enter round number 21, just 1 deagle, couple of PT50s. G2 looking very comfortable on their map pick. No nades, no armor. Just seeing if the Deagle can open anything up here. Apex says no. That's the Deagle gone.
Body. Looking toward the doorway, and rightfully so. 13 rounds for G2. Fnatic, having won the pistol, at least made it look more convincing than it has been since. That is incredibly fast. That bullet hole went through the edge of the box. You can see it. That was about a good, I don't know how to measure that in 2 inches. What are we saying? It was a good distance above where he was aimed, and it still hits.
Yeah, that was actually very good.
I guess in sort of a spatial recognition to the game, about 2.5 feet that he would have had to afflict.
Well, round number 22, do or die time for Fnatic on the T side. The buys don't get any easier. Flash it is down to the Galil. No all potential here at all. Remember, they've won both pistols in this series map, and they're 14-7 down. So, not great. Doesn't bode well for the series. Have a look at the scoreboards. The fragging's actually not too bad on the Fnatic side. They're finding kills. Like the bottom of the scoreboard, Crim's on 10, JW 14, 13, 17, 15. They're actually all fragging, but Body this time will be bullying them towards A main. Smoke that, pushes them back, gets a trade. But now that's fine, considering they've got the AWP of Kenny. Shoxy, they're reading this play very well. Spots going up, will get both just about. He'll be tagged up, but then now 4-on-2. The Galil trying to do work from the squeaky door, but just so difficult to get out in this procedure. Crims comes through, doesn't even know where the CT is right now, trying to take that challenge, doesn't get anything for it.
Kenny S takes down Crims, good peek, top of the ladder. As Flusha fires back, though, it's Kenny that gets taken off of the catwalk by force. As Flusha will slide in, smokes up dissolve. He's completely between them, but Chops is ready on the other side with the AK-47. Bomb drop, map point for G2. Remember, it's Mirage next. That's Fnatic's choice. But Apex looking to close this one out immediately. Chops was in great position. Fortunately, Golden responded so early, and I think Lekro tried to post up to take the shot, that he got stuck on the ladder. Not like he had much chance in it, to be fair.
Well, Matt, this hasn't been the most exciting best of 3 so far.
So far, we're on map 1.
One map, yeah, but I'm just saying, it looks like Fnatic aren't really turning up at all. They've won both pistols here. They've got 7 rounds.
No, it's true. You're absolutely right.
I'm not really that excited about the prospect of them going forward, is what I mean. I'd love to be proven wrong.
I got what you were saying.
You're just teasing.
I know. I'm a good tease.
And yeah, and Apex with the first kill there. It looks like this might be coming to its logical conclusion at this point. And they'll go towards A. Nades will come through. Not going to do any damage there for Kenny. Body's been tagged up, so maybe there are some legs to this still. 1 minute 20. Kenny S looking for the cross on the side. He looks away at the exact wrong time, but it doesn't matter. Still nails the shot. Just going to keep challenging him. That's not to be advised.
Not at all. Not with a gap like that in the smoke. There's no coverage at all, and he's going to run them down. Couldn't quite close it out, but a 4 versus 1. I would say map 1 is all but done. In fact, they'll get the kill. It's Apex to do so, pending the defuse, which they're taking care of now.
So, as we said, Kiev was a pretty disastrous event for Fnatic. This one doesn't look like it'll be much better as of right now. Remember, that is G2's pick. We're not going to get too carried away. Fnatic always have a chance of coming back and making it the 3 maps. And we'll just forget about that one, move on. No one really stepping up from Fnatic, but overall as a team effort, the fragging was okay. At least no one was dropped off the face of the planet. Everyone made it to double digits, but G2, especially Shoxy, just looked much better today.
Shox looks excellent today, I have to say. Very, very explosive. So with that, we go 1-0 in map scores. We head to Mirage. We'll see if Fnatic can respond and even get themselves gun rounds. That would be novel, but we'll take a short break. We'll be right back.
Intel Extreme Masters.
All eyes are on